Hey students, welcome to this week's installation of our weekly GED skill building lesson in video. We're wrapping up the month of September here, and we're covering area of the square. So if you've been with us, you'll know that we've done circle, you'll know that we've done triangle, we've done rectangle, and now we're ending up here at square. The key thing with these videos is really just getting your basic GED skills down so that you can then go forward and do the word problems and the more difficult problems that you'll see on the GED test. So in this video, we'll be covering the skill, actually how to find the area of a square, and then we'll look at a GED style word problem that tests that skill out. Let's jump in. So now here we are at area of a square, and the area of a square is a side times a side, or side squared. Okay, so the area of a square is a side times a side, or side squared. And the thing that we know about a square is that all the sides are equal. They're all the same. And so, this is just a simple drawing of a square. I'm sure if you measure this shape, it might not be completely equal. But again, the idea is that all the sides of a square are equal. And so when we take a side times a side, that's the same thing as saying a side squared. So in our first example here, if this side was 10, then we just multiply it by this side, which is 10. So 10 times 10 will be 100, or 10 squared is 100. So our very first answer would be 100. And then that second one, in much the same way, if this side was 15 here, that side over there would have to be 15. And then so we would just multiply 15 times 15, which is 225, or 15 squared, which is 225. And so that brings us to a square. So very simple and straightforward, as you see, is that it's either a side by a side or side squared that's saying the same thing. And all sides of a square are the same. So let us go ahead and jump in to the word problems. So now we're going to take a look at this word problem. So if house A here and house B here are both equal in their square footage, how long is the north wall of home B? So here's home B and here's its north wall. And so, every single time we do the same steps over and over again because it helps to ensure our success. So we identify the question. So the question is, how long is the north wall of home B? And then we state our path. And so that is just pulling information from the problem. So we know that the area, this is a rectangle we're looking at here, so the area of that rectangle is 3,600. Okay, and so now if 3,600 is the area, and we know that this is a square, this side and this side are going to be equal, so what we can do is we can find out what is the square root of 3,600, and we would find that it's 60, or another way of looking at that would be what number times itself would give us 360, and so that would be 60 times 60 gives us 3,600. So then we would find our answer, because whatever the side of any wall in home B would be, that would definitely be the north wall, because all the wall lengths are the same. So stating our path is really just pulling out these pieces of information, finding the square footage of house A first, and then using that to then figure out the length of a wall, because if this is 3,600, then this is 3,600. So now we just need to find what number times itself equals 3,600, or what's the square root of 3,600 to find out what one of those individual sides are. That answer turned out to be 60. So on the GED test, this is why it's called a GED Math Reasoning Test. So it's not just simply the GED Math Test, but it's a GED Math Reasoning Test. And so the reasoning part comes in where we begin to look at, oh, okay, so this house has 3,600 as a square footage. And so this house also has 3,600 as a square footage. So we're using just a little bit of reasoning to find, oh, okay, so now I could easily find the wall because I can just simply do the square root, or use some process of elimination, or try out some numbers and find out what number multiplied by itself will give me 3,600. So if you were to kind of think that out, you could just do 10 times 10. Oh, that's 100. That's too low. You can say 20 times 20. That would give you 400. You can say that's too low. You can say 30 times 30. That would give you 900, and that's still too low. So just by the process of elimination, or the process of checking out different values, you could get up to that 3,600. You could do 50 times 50. That gives us 2,500. And then maybe now arriving at 60 times 60, giving us 3,600. So I'm just showing you that just so you could see, this is also you just using, I can't fill that out there, but I think you know what I'm trying to write there, 3,600. But the idea here is that you understand this idea of reasoning, and that's what this two-step process really allows us to do, is to lay the problem all out so it's very clear, and then we can use some reasoning to also come to our answers. Now, if you like this video, please like it. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, please click on the subscribe button, and on that little bell, you can set your notifications. And then that way you will know when these videos will be available. But, every Thursday night, we try to make sure that they always premiere Thursday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We do have the GED Basic Math Workbook. And I'll just put that up here on the screen. This workbook here, sorry, it's kind of behind the text there. But this workbook here will help you to work through these skills and the other of the basic math work, of the basic math skills that you'll need to have success on the GED test. Again, I hope this video has been helpful to you, and we will see you next week.